Hello and welcome back to Retro Haven, guys. In this video we want to take a look at the weapons in Resident Evil 2, and we have brought an expert to join us in this video. Say hello to Mr. Gunman. So let's dive into the game and see what kind of weapons this moron will select to pop up a zombie's head. With that said, this is Daniel from Retro Haven and welcome to Resident Evil 2 Retrospective Part 6. Well, let's start on an amazingly low note. Knife in this game is worse than what it was on Resident Evil 1. Believe me, the many times that I have hit the ground or the floor or anything when I tried to hit anything with knife was beyond my count. So I decided to ignore the knife. The knife is not a bad weapon in open areas. But believe me, if you are close to a wall or you are in a corridor or almost 90% of the game, you cannot use a knife unless you are some kind of Resident Evil god or expert. The power of the knife is not that much different from what you saw in Resident Evil 1, but the usage was much harder. And if you consider the fact that you have much more ammo to work with Resident Evil 2, then you will not use knife as frequently as you used it on Resident Evil. The first weapon and the most basic one that you will get in Resident Evil 2 is Handgun. But we have 4 different types of handgun in this game. The first one that you will encounter is somehow different from what you see in Resident Evil 1. Leon starts the game with H&K VP70. This handgun is very small but very effective. It uses 9mm parabellum rounds. And if you pay attention and use a small key, you will be able to find some parts to mix it with this gun. And when you mix the parts with the gun, you will get the custom handgun. This weapon will allow you to shoot burst fire. Each time you press the trigger, you will shoot 3 times unless you go to the menu and change the setting of this gun and make it to the single fire shot. But believe me, using it on the burst fire is very satisfying, and on the other hand, it's a trick. You will run out of bullet almost as soon as you start using it because you will not get much handgun bullets. But believe me, it's worth a shot. On the other hand, Claire starts the game with Brewing HP. Brewing HP is a standard police gun in Resident Evil 2. One of the major differences between this gun and the gun that Leon uses is the ammo count. You will get a magazine of 18 rounds with Leon, but this gun will carry only 13 rounds in each magazine. The power, the firing rate and everything else is the same. And just consider that this gun is not only belong to Claire. If you play as Ada in the midsection of Resident Evil 2 with Leon, you will use the same type of handgun. The last handgun that we want to mention in Resident Evil 2 is called Single Action Army. This amazing and retro type weapon is an optional one that you will get using some amazing trickery. When you select any difficulty except easy and avoid picking any items while you are going to the police station, you will face zombified Brad Vickers. If you kill the Brad Vicker, then you will get 1 key, and that key will be used to open 1 box which will give you a lot of new things, including new costumes and this single action army called For Claire. The rate of firing is amazingly high, but there is a catch. It can carry only 6 bullets at a time, and reloading it will take much more time than what you get with normal handgun. Nonetheless, the style of using it and the speed is amazingly cool, and I suggest you to try it out. In total, you will get a lot of handgun ammo in this game. For Leon, you will get something between 420, 430 up to 510, 500, something like that. But for Claire, you will get a lot less. You will get something between 350 to 400 bullets per each playthrough. Believe me, this is the ammo count that I have made for normal. If you play on easy, definitely you will get a lot more, but who plays on easy? Except for me when I was recording this game after a long time. Once again, it seems that Capcom loves to give more to the guys, and each pick of Leon will have more ammo count. With Leon you will get more picks, more ammo and more of everything. But remember that you will get the burst shot, so you might need more ammunition for this gun. There's no way that you play a Resident Evil game and you don't use shotgun. But let me tell you, the shotgun in Resident Evil 2 belongs to only Leon, and Claire was not able to find any shotgun and use the merits of this amazing gun. The model of the shotgun that they took in this game is Remington M1100P. This is a shortened version of normal M1100, and the barrel is cut as a result. So you can use it easier, you can carry it easier, but you can upgrade it to the normal long barreled version. I don't know how the upgrades of this weapon works, because when you find shotgun parts and apply them on the normal shotgun, the whole look of the gun changed into something new. And I cannot imagine the same thing is available by a small part change in the real world. The model details are good, and I gotta say they look a lot like what we see in real life. One of the problems that I have with shotgun is that when you use the standard model, the kick of the gun is not that great. But when you upgrade it, it kicks like hell. I don't know how this amount of kick have been added with just some part upgrades. But it's a huge difference and it bothers me every time I play this game. As for shotgun shells, you will get a lot of them. In the Leon A on normal difficulty, you will get something around 100 shotgun shells. And if you play Leon B, you will get more, something like 110, 115, I lost the count honestly. But you will get enough that you can finish the game with a lot of ammo inside your inventory. When I said shotgun is only belong to Leon, then you should know that something special should be there for Claire as well. Claire have two guns that Leon will never get. One of them is the Bogan. The Bogan is an amazing fictional gun that I never saw anything like it in the real life. So if you have seen anything in the real life like that, please let me know and get me out of this cave. This weapon uses some bolts, and each time you fire it, you will fire 3 bolts. It looks like that it can be useful to take down multiple enemies at the same time, but believe me, there is nothing satisfying about it except for the sound that it makes when you shoot something. In Claire A on normal difficulty, you will get something around 150 bolts, but in Claire B you will get some more, something around 150 to 175, 180, something like that. But it's not that useful, and I almost left it in my item box and never used it in the game. One of the most satisfying weapons in the Resident Evil 2 is Mach 11 submachine gun. The submachine gun can be used by both Claire and Leon, but because of the zapping system you cannot use it for both scenarios. If you select it in one scenario, in the other scenario it will be missing. This weapon is strong, fast and easy to use. And the look of it's amazing. The details of the model is great, and it looks like a hybrid of multiple amazing guns that you will see in the real world. There is no bullet count for this one, you will get some percentage, and it will show you out of 100% how much capacity of your gun you have used. You will get the ammo only in B scenarios with both Leon and Claire, and in A scenario you will pick the gun and you will not be able to pick any extra ammunition for it. But don't worry, if you finish the game fast enough, you will get rewarded with this gun with infinite ammo to use it in the whole playthrough. Next stop is Magnum. Once again, this weapon is only available to our beloved Leon Scott Kennedy. You will get this strong behemoth of weapon in both campaigns, Leon A and Leon B, but Claire have to deal with it in another way. So, the look of this gun is amazing and the feel of using it is more amazing. When you use this gun, you can pop any zombie's head with a huge satisfaction. Each magazine holds 8 rounds, and when you fire them, you will feel like a king inside the game. You can kill any enemy, any boss, anything with this gun. But be aware, you will get around 40 total bullets in Leon A and something around 70-75 in Leon B. So use them wisely and use them on the bosses most of the time. If you don't like the standard Desert Eagle, then you can look for the parts in this game. Getting the parts is a little bit tricky. You have to carry the lighter, light something, create a flashlight, and then you will see the item on the ground. But you get it so late in the game that you don't have much time to use it. Usually I use it in Leon B to kill the final version of William Birkin, because the kick will move you backward and it will keep you away from his harm while you are shooting constantly. Okay, Claire fans, don't worry, Claire is not in disadvantage. If she did not get the Magnum, instead she gets grenade launcher. It's an M79 model, which is not a real-life model of a grenade launcher, but it's amazing that you will get it early in the game and you can use it on almost any enemy you encounter. This weapon is strong. It uses some amazing rounds that you will get. There are 3 types of rounds available for this: grenade rounds, acid rounds, and flame rounds. Each one of them is useful against some specific type of enemies, and when you play as Clair, this is your main weapon, trust me. You will get around 50 grenades round in the both campaigns, but flame rounds is a little bit trickier. In Clair A you will get around 40 flame rounds, but in Clair B you will get more, something beyond 50. Acid rounds in Clair A is almost non-existent. You will get something around 20-25 acid rounds. But if you play on Clair B, you will get something above 40, something like 45, 46, something like that. The graphical details is very good. It looks a lot like the real-life version of the grenade launcher that was used in the world for a long time. Honestly, as a Leon fanboy, every time I play Resident Evil 2, I wish that I could use grenade launcher with Leon. Okay, let's deal with another exclusive for Clair. Clair will get the Sparkshot in this game in both scenarios in the tunnels inside the factory. This weapon cannot be upgraded and you won't get any ammunition for it. But when you use it, it's very satisfactory to blow up everything. You have to use it wise because there are not much of the ammo stored inside the gun. This fictional weapon looks great and I think it could be inside the Dino Crisis game. The color scheme, the size, everything looks cool. But let me warn you, it's not as strong as it looks. You cannot use it to kill bosses easily. You just have to use it on normal enemies and enjoy popping their heads off. If Clair has Sparkshot, Leon has flamethrower. This weapon is very useful for plant type enemies. And you can see why it's useful to kill IVs faster than what you could do with Clair. Since Clair has flame rounds, she can take care of this type of enemy using flames, and you will get the flamethrower as Leon to use it. But don't worry, this weapon is very good but without any extra ammunition, so use it wisely. You will get it in both scenarios in the sleeping quarters, much late in the game inside the lab. Remember, once again, this is not a very strong weapon and you cannot use it on the bosses and expect to take them down fast. Once again, the model is great with much details that desired for the PlayStation 1 era. But this model is not a real-life flamethrower. You cannot find one standard flamethrower that looks like this. And at the same time, you will see a lot of details from different real-life flamethrowers merged into this version. The last gun you will get in this game is the rocket launcher. This freaking strong gun will be available only in B scenarios for both Clair and Leon. In both scenarios, Ada will drop it while you are fighting Mr. X's final form, and one shot will destroy this enemy. But you will get a very limited amount of ammo for it. You will get only 4 rockets, and you can use one of them to destroy Mr. X and 3 of them on the final boss, the final version of Mr. William Birkin. But don't worry, if you finish the game fast, once again you will unlock this weapon with unlimited ammo and you can pop up everything that moves around the Raccoon City. Our final weapon today is a gatling gun. This gun is not available in the normal playthrough and you will unlock it with unlimited ammo. So don't worry about the ammo count, don't worry about anything else. Just fire up your gun and destroy everything. Remember, this gun has a little bit of warm-up before every time you're trying to shoot it, so consider the distance between yourself and the enemy and then use it as much as you like. What do you mean haysack? You cannot kill a zombie with a haysack. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought that he's an expert, but he is just a moron. And he can go. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Please leave a like and share it with your friends. We want to have a lot of awesome audiences such as yourself. So click on the bell icon down below and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Please check our other videos. And with that said, this is Daniel from Retrohaven and I will see you guys in the next video.